Nvidia's final RTX 40 series supercard offers a small performance bump but an intriguing price drop. Nvidia's RTX 4080 Super is the third and potentially final of Nvidia's refreshed 40 series GPUs. Nvidia's RTX 4080 Super is the only new RTX 40 series Super GPU that drops the price over the original card it's replacing. You'll now have to pay at least $600 more on top of the RTX 4080 Super if you want Nvidia's best GPU for 4K, with the RTX 4090 offering around 25% higher frame rates at that resolution. The RTX 4080 Super also puts the $799 pricing of the RTX 4070 Ti Super in an even tougher spot, especially as you get nearly 20% improved performance for an extra $200 with this latest card. The closest competition is AMD's $999 Radeon RX 7900 XTX, which trades blows with Nvidia's RTX 4080 Super. The RX 7900 XTX is still at $999, and how long that pricing holds will depend on whether you can easily buy an RTX 4080 Super at $999. If you place the RTX 4080 and RTX 4080 Super Founders Edition cards side by side, there's little difference between the two. The RTX 4080 Super Founders Edition looks more chunky than it is long at 304mm, but you might still need to check that your case can house this card, particularly third-party ones that will ship in a variety of designs and sizes. I personally prefer the space gray look of the original RTX 4080, but I'm sure many will enjoy the fact that the Founders Edition RTX 4080 Super is now essentially a black GPU. It's a surprise departure from the silver, space gray aesthetics that we've seen on every RTX Founders Edition card so far. I'm happy to see that Nvidia was able to eke out a bit more performance without bumping the power requirements. Nvidia still recommends at least a 750 WPSU. The RTX 4080 Super can draw up to 320 watts of power, though, on average, it should use just shy of 250 watts during gaming. For 1440p testing, I paired the RTX 4080 Super with AMD's latest Ryzen 7 7800X3D processor and Samsung's 32-inch G7 monitor. AMD's RX 7900 XTX is the closet in both performance and price, with the RTX 4070 Ti Super $200 less and the RTX 4090 $600 more. I've tested a variety of AAA games at high or ultra settings, including a mix of ray tracing, DLSS, and some older titles that still push modern graphics cards in 2024. The RTX 4080 Super breezes through 1440p and is able to exceed 100 FPS in every test apart from Metro Exodus Enhanced running on extreme settings. The RTX 4080 Super is around 3% faster than the original RTX 4080 at 1440p. That's barely an improvement, and it's similar to what the RTX 2080 Super demonstrated over the RTX 2080 back when Nvidia last used its Super branding. The RTX 4080 Super does trade blows with the RX 7900 XTX in some games, with Gears 5 and Returnal running better on AMD's top card. Performance will vary depending on what games you're playing, with Nvidia's card offering up superior ray tracing performance thanks to widespread DLSS support softening the blow. That's been a common theme in RTX 30 and 40 series cards, with Nvidia beating AMD on both ray tracing and upscaling techniques. Usually, you pay more for these features, but with the RTX 4080 Super priced at $999, it will surely put pressure on AMD's top card. You're also getting around 17% better 1440p performance on the RTX 4080 Super over the RTX 4070 Ti Super for that extra $200. If you're willing to drop settings down from the very max, this will certainly help hit those higher rates. At 4K resolution, the RTX 4080 Super is around 4% faster than the RTX 4080 it replaces. The RTX 4090 is still about 25% faster at 4K gaming, and it's clear that Nvidia didn't want to close that performance gap too much here to give deep-pocketed gamers some reason to cough up an extra $600 for the RTX 4090. More interestingly, the extra $200 over the RTX 4070 Ti Super gets you nearly 20% better performance at 4K. DLSS 3 helps improve 4K performance on the RTX 4080 Super, as you'd expect to see, but really, there's not much change in raw power here at pure rasterization. If you've been holding off upgrading to 4K or you're eyeing a new 4K OLED monitor, the RTX 4080 Super certainly makes a lot more sense than stretching to $1,599 or, in reality, far more for the RTX 4090. I'm still most impressed by the RTX 4070 Super simply because it got an impressive performance boost over the RTX 4070 at the same price. I'm still confused by the RTX 4070 Ti Super's pricing at $799, particularly because you can drop to the $599 RTX 4070 Super and save some cash for 1440p gaming, or spend $200 more on the RTX 4080 Super and get nearly 20% better 4K performance. The RTX 4080 Super is an ideal card if you're moving to 4K, but only if the price holds right. I'd still like to see it at well under $1,000. But given the competition is still selling $999 RX 7900 XTX cards, I'm not surprised Nvidia hasn't dropped further.